Hey everyone, welcome to the Rope Flow Worldwide Guide to Making a Flow Rope. Let's get into it. To get started, you'll need about 12 feet of rope, a sharp knife or a hot knife, and about 20 minutes. 45 if you got to run to the hardware store. For today's flow rope, I'm using some climbing rope I've had around the house for a few years. It's durable, has to stand up to rocks, and makes a great flow rope. If you don't plan to use climbing rope, look for something similar. Look for abrasion resistant, dense, and potentially with a little bit of weight. It'll help with the flow. This is the sharpest knife I have in my kitchen, and this is a hot knife that I bought on Amazon for about $50. Step 1 is to take a length of the rope and begin to make the handle by assessing about 2 feet from it. Loop the rope back under itself, like so. Begin looping the rope back around itself. Depending on the rope that you have, this could take a bit of adjusting. Your rope may be thicker or thinner and may need more or less loops to make a good handle. When you've begun looping it, you should begin to see a pattern like this. Once we have enough loops to make the handle, we'll take the loose end and push it back through the loops. Gather the loops you've made in one hand, and with the other hand, take the loose end and push it through. Pull the loose end through the loops and you should begin to see a knot form. Experiment with the number of loops you'll need for your rope. Once you've finished, tighten down the knot so that there's only a little bit of rope coming out the end, just like shown in the picture. Test for rope length by putting your foot in the apex of the rope and pulling the handles upward. The ideal length for you will vary, but should be somewhere between your hips and your rib cage. After you've measured, add about 2 feet from your measuring point for your next knot. You may need to cut some excess rope at this point. If that's the case, do so and then tie your next knot. The steps for this handle are the same as the first knot. Follow those again for the second handle. Measure your rope again by pulling it up with your foot in the apex. If you're using a sharp knife, it can help to tape the rope when cutting it. It'll keep the fibers wrapped together. A hot knife will seal the end for you. Now for the fun part, get out and flow.